Welcome to another episode of Divine Downloads. I'm your host and spiritual mentor, Cassandra. And today I am just so lit up and kind of fiery about this subject, honestly, which is what you should or shouldn't be doing during this self-quarantine period. And honestly, I don't know, maybe by the time I publish this, I'll come up with a better name for this episode. But right now, that's really just the truth that's on my heart. Some of the things that I've been seeing going around the spiritual community, the entrepreneur community, just on social media in general, have really disturbed me. They've disturbed me because I feel like everyone is in this very fragile, vulnerable time making people feel guilty or making people feel like they should have a certain reaction to everything that's going on. And here is the truth. The truth is that each and every one of us are having a unique reaction due to collective circumstances. And that even those of us that perhaps are unseemingly having similar reactions are having unique nuances to our reactions. And we are not, I say this in so many different episodes, so many different ways. We're not one size fits all people, right? We are all one. We are all connected, yes. But in times like this, I want to think about it. You should think about it kind of like the cells in your body, right? All the cells in your body share a function, share that function to keep you alive. They're all small parts of the whole, but individually, they all have their own assignments. The cells in your teeth are different than the cells in your lungs, are different than the cells in your liver, are different than your immune system cells, different than your blood cells, right? We have all these different cells in our body, and they each have a unique job. And at different times, during different conditions, they all kind of man their posts and focus on their unique job. And I think what you're seeing collectively right now, at least I'm seeing a lot in the spiritual wellness world, is people projecting that what's coming through for them is what should be coming through for everyone. And I specifically have wanted to be very conscious of my languaging around what's coming through for me and opening up that opportunity to empower people who may have had similar things coming through to them, but also to create the space for everyone to have their own experience. So, for instance, I've noticed this kind of back and forth on Instagram with the spiritual and wellness about, this is a time for rest. This is a time to break down that old paradigm of feeling like we have to work all the time, or we have to achieve, or we have to produce, or we have to create. Like, we get to just rest right now. We get to watch Netflix. We get to read. We get to spend time with our family. Let's break that down. And then the opposite extreme, which is don't pause for a second, like keep going in your business, like don't let this get you down, like keep the momentum up, like this is the time to take advantage of this opportunity where you have this extra time at home to really build your business, keep working on your business, whatever the thing is with your business, right? And then similarly in the wellness world, there's this kind of back and forth about, well, this is the time to like eat these immune boosting foods, stay healthy, work out at home, keep your immune system up, do all these, well-being practices at home while you're in this circumstance right now, right? And then the backlash of that being like, don't let anyone make you feel bad if you're emotional eating right now. Don't let anyone make you feel bad if you're eating crappier foods right now. And, someone was even saying like people need to stop carb shaming or whatnot. And I think all of it is extremist, right? And personally, right, you guys know me and you know what I've been called to, and I'm feeling more inspired and revved up and on purpose and on mission than ever before. It has never been more clear how important it is for me to empower women to stand in their medicine, to give their gifts, to own their light, to be the lighthouses, whatever that looks like for them, whether that is being that homeschooling mom, whether that is being the light and the hope for their family, whether that is helping out in their community in whatever way they can virtually, obviously safely, whether that is organizing their closet right now and cleaning out things, right? Or whether that is finally starting that business, or, offering their medicine, sharing it on Instagram, creating resources for people, right? I do believe this is a time for us to be the light, with the intricacy of, you have to listen. I think this is what great leaders know, and great leaders and wise, intuitive humans know, is that everything is 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 a balancing, right? So for instance, it doesn't mean that you have to go to either extreme. Right now, following my energy, and some of my girlfriends that I've been keeping in touch with about this, a lot of us have been really inspired to create more than ever, to share more than ever with you, to try to go on Instagram lives every day. I've been putting out YouTube videos every single day. I've been holding online workshops. I've been doing podcasts. And I want to tell you this right now from the truest part of my heart, that none of this has felt like I've had to force it, like I've had to push it, like I've been guilted into showing up in any way, right? And from that part, I know I'm doing what's aligned right now. Actually, I know that this is what my soul needs to be doing right now to feel its best in this moment, right? And that being said, I also did yesterday allow myself to sleep in a little later. I went into my infrared sauna. I did a long, like hour-long meditation, and I allowed myself to have a slow start before I got the day going, right? I've allowed myself to, on Tuesday, I allowed myself to cook a really big dinner for my partner, and share some of my family's customs food wise, and just have a completely personal evening, right? And not focus on that. But there has been a lot of time where I've effortlessly been focusing on work, and I want to share this like kind of balancing act, because I think what happens is what we're hearing, what we're seeing on Instagram, that's making us all feel, or a lot of people feel, triggered and frustrated and guilted either way. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I read some people's posts being like, stop striving for your worth, or stop creating, or stop like feeding into this old paradigm of you have to be productive or whatnot. Like, there was part of me that was a little like, like, are they making me wrong for honoring how I feel right now, for how I feel aligned right now? And of course, I tuned in and I checked it out, and in my head I was like, no, that's what they're feeling right now. And they're projecting it outwards as if it is a generalization, and it is not a generalization. The truth is that you are not wrong for how you're feeling. You are not wrong for whatever you're being guided to do today. And I say today because, once again, can we stop making these generalizations? You can have a day where you wake up and you just want to binge your favorite show on Netflix, and cuddle on the couch with your dog and have some tea, and that's completely okay. And I actually believe, and in my own experience and the experience of a lot of my clients and my friends that I know, when we honor those moments, when we honor those days where we just chill out, where we turn off, where we give ourselves those lazy mornings or those lazy afternoons or whatever we need, then I'm even inspired more the next day. My tank is even filled up more the next day and raring to go on the thing I want to do. And who knows if that will be the case for you or not. But what I want to say, and what I hope, whether you're sharing something on social media or this is just your own personal, journey, can we stop making this a one size fits all, that there's one thing that we should all be doing right now? Because the truth is, it doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. Right now, we are being called to man different posts. We are being called, we are in a massive transformational time in history We are in a great period of awakening. And you know what? For some of us, for all of us, actually, we're facing our shadows in different elements, right? So we're facing our fears, we're facing things. So, yeah, there are going to be people that are called to slow down right now. There are going to be people that are called right now to spend time with their family. That are going to be called right now to take care of household things or to take care of their own mental health, right? And that's going to be their journey and their process and what they need to do right now to be their collective, let's call it like light grid on the planet. And then there are going to be others of us, right? And for instance, me, I've already been doing this work. I've been doing this work for almost a decade, right? So it's kind of natural that this would just be personified during this kind of a crisis, right? So naturally, I'm going to step up even more, right? That's what I feel called to do. I'm going to be someone that wants to provide resources, is going to open my doors in all the ways that I can to elevate the other people right now who are also called to step up, who are also called to be leaders, who are also called to share their medicine with the world. And that is my calling, my alignment, my post. This is me manning my post that I am called to. Now, by me saying, and you will see me saying this in the coming years, the coming weeks. So I don't even know what's going to happen in the coming years. But the coming weeks, you're going to see me. I'm opening up my Spread Your Light business program. I'm going to open up, I'm going to do some more online workshops. And I'm going to start offering resources to what I call light leaders. People that are feeling called to step up right now, that are feeling more on purpose, on mission, ready to help in the world, ready to make a difference than ever before. Because that is my post. Within that post, I am not saying that anyone who does not feel that way is wrong. That anyone right now who's being called to homeschool their child, who's being called to take care of their home, who's being called to make sure that their parents or grandparents are safe and healthy, who's being called to caretake for a loved one, who is being called to work at a supermarket, who is being called, my fiance is working at a hospital right now. We are all being called to our different positions, and none of them are wrong. What I want to get through with this message, with this channeling right now, is that you should, the only thing you absolutely should be doing right now is listening to your own discernment, is listening to your own guidance, is allowing yourself to tune in and ask, what is the next step for me right now? Where am I being called at this moment? And I keep on saying things like right now and this moment and today, because things are changing on a day-by-day basis. And so that's why, one day you could be posting or reading something and saying, all these people that are like on their high horses, giving all their services or being on Instagram Live every day, they're just overachieving right now. They're just trying to find their worth in this. They're just, being, working too hard or whatever the thing is going through. And maybe you're perceiving through that lens of judgment, because in that moment, what your soul, what your body needs is rest. And you want permission to not feel guilty, to watch Netflix, to read a book, to play with your dog, to reorganize your closet, right? And I want you to give yourself that permission, because that is going to be of the highest alignment to you. Listen, yesterday in the morning, I reorganized my kitchen. I vacuumed all of my, all of the rooms in the house, right? And then I went and I created the 3 workshops that I'm going to be offering next week, and created a bunch of content for that, and got some business stuff going, and hosted a mastermind call, and did an Instagram Live on the equinox. It wasn't an either or day. And I will say that the mastermind call with my ladies and the equinox ritual I did on my Instagram live and the back end work I had to do on my website at night was really fulfilling. And you know what? The morning that I spent listening to an audiobook, cleaning my kitchen, doing the floors was also really nourishing. And neither is right and neither is wrong. It's just about really honoring what are you called to do any given day, and can we please release the shame or the guilt about what anyone is telling you should be doing. I gotta confess to you guys today. Like I said, I have personally been getting more downloads than ever, been feeling more lit up than ever, been just like on mission, on purpose. Every cell in my being wakes up in the morning these days with this is what you were meant for. This is why you incarnated on the planet at this time, right? That's my experience right now. That's what's coming through for me. That is not a reflection on anything else. And I also want to say, with that being said, I literally saw an Instagram post today. I don't want to give the exact wording because I'm sure some of you guys follow this person who I love and who is a friend of mine, by the way. So there's no personal judgment on this at all, but it was pretty much saying like, this is not the time to stop. This is the time to go with your business. And I was so triggered by it because I felt like it wasn't honoring my personal discernment and knowing that this is not a time, and I know that so much of this is being done unconsciously, not meaning to be hurtful, not meaning to create shame or guilt or confusion. But that's why I needed to get on right now, and I needed to do this podcast for you guys because I need you to take all of these generalization statements that you're seeing, that a lot of them are coming from a place of deep love. They are coming from a place of service. These people are getting their own downloads and they're translating them for the collective, right? And the truth is, as much as you guys know, this whole thing is called divine download. So it's a lot of my downloads. But part of the responsibility of a leader during this time is using that discernment to realize, and I think this is something that I have been blessed with because I've been working one-on-one with women, with spiritual entrepreneurs and women that have heart-centered businesses and are giving back to the world in different ways for almost a decade now. And I think some of the people that are sharing at this high level haven't done the one-on-one groundwork, right? That coaching kind of gives you. And the thing that you learn from coaching one-on-one is that you learn that the highest service you can ever be to another human is to help them tap in to their own intuition and to help them tap into their own inner guidance. So if you don't have that background, right, if you don't have that coaching background where you realize this isn't a one size fits all, what's coming through for you could not be coming through for your best friend, is not coming through for your neighbor, is not coming through for your partner, is not coming through for the people that follow you on the internet. It's coming through for you. And so once again, when we're all called to man our posts, when we all honor our posts, then we're able to call forth the people that are resonating with what's coming through for us. And so what I want to bring to you as all of you guys are light makers that are listening to this. You are leaders in your own way that are listening to this. You have platforms, you have friends, you are spreading your own messages, you are getting your own downloads. I beg you to speak from that place of, hey, if it's resonating with you right now to be more on mission than ever, if it's resonating with you right now to really use this time to step up, to get that website going, to create that business that you've been dreaming of but been so preoccupied with your busy life, then hi, I'm raising my hand. I'm here to help you. I've got tools, I've got resources, I can help you do that, right? That's kind of what I'm going to be saying in this period, right? That's my post. That's my post. And you know what? A beautiful way to say this responsibly is also say, hey, you know what's coming through for me today? What's coming through for me today is that I've been putting so much pressure on myself to earn, so much pressure on myself to be productive, that the most nourishing thing for me today is going to be to read a book on my balcony. And I want to give anyone permission to do that is feeling that same way today. I did a post like that a week ago, I think. Permission to rest. I gave myself a rest day this weekend. I think it was Sunday or something, where I woke up and I was feeling so anxious about all this stuff that was coming through. And we had my stepdaughter with us, and I felt so conflicted because so much of my heart just wanted to be there with her and be present and enjoy this moment together as a family. And there's this other part of me that my leader in me that was like, no, the people need me. I need to show up. I got things to create. I got podcasts to do. I got things to write. Have all this stuff to share. And I had to give myself permission to honor that it was okay for me to rest one day. That I could honor the fact that my heart needed a day to just focus on her and be with her. And that day was incredible. It was so rewarding. It was so nourishing. We had such a special time together that day. And I'm so glad that I gave that to myself, right? And then the next day, I was more lit up than ever to get back to work and to do all the things, right? And so, one, if you're sharing things, I'm practicing this too, so I'm saying this to myself and I'm being more conscious of this myself as well. Let's start talking from what's coming through for us, because then people can feel it differently. Because I just had on my Miracle Mastermind call the other day, we were talking about, there's one of my beautiful ladies was talking about how she's just feeling so overwhelmed right now because she has, her and her husband are working from home. Her job that is normally in person is now remote, but they're giving her even more work. So she's really working a super full day at home and has no time to work on, her other stuff. And she's kind of holding it down for everyone in her house, so she doesn't feel like she has the space to break down. And so she cried and she kind of broke down on our call. And because of how she presented it, because of how she talked about it, right? She was talking about her own experience. This is what's coming through for me right now. I resonated with it so much, and so did a lot of the other women on the call as well, because I had a day like that probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, right? Where I was just feeling like I was holding space for so many different people that there was no space for me to feel my feelings, and for me to break down. I had to go in the shower and cry, right? And it was a beautiful reminder, right? That when we share our experience from our personal point of view, from what's coming through for us, and we open it up to people and say, I don't know if anyone else resonates with this, but this is what's true for me today, then it allows this space for people that maybe are not feeling that way today. Maybe today you're feeling great. Maybe today you're productive and on point, or today you're having so much fun with your kids or whatever's going on. But it opens up that space to be like, I see you, I hear you, I feel you. And I'm not feeling that today, but I felt it before, and I certainly may feel it again. Right? And so when we share from our personal experience and say, hey, right now, today, I'm feeling like the best thing I can do is make broths, right? I'm going to make broths for my family. And we share that, and we say, here's the broths that I made in case anyone else is feeling that way, right? Now we're giving our medicine, right? That's our beautiful medicine, because we're saying, hey, this is how I'm feeling today. This is what helped me today. If it serves anyone, great. If it serves you 2 weeks from now, come back to it, And I think that's just such a more beautiful way of phrasing things, instead of saying, oh, the back and forth that's going on right now about the food dialogue is, and maybe this is a whole other podcast for me to do, but it's talking about if you have emotional eating issues or food issues, or your, dieting issues during this quarantine, that, people carb shaming is, negative and whatever, and kind of talking about some backlash on people that are offering immune boosting recipes and solutions and talking about that. And I will say, if you listen to my first podcast on the coronavirus, I absolutely do advocate for limiting processed food and sugar and upping your greens and just some basic healthy stuff that have been shown to boost your immune system. And I think, again, it's like we're in this world of, are we being contrarian for the sake of being contrarian? Are we all being so triggered right now that we're just talking from our triggers instead of talking from our higher self? Because here's the truth. If you feel like, I baked the other day. We have baked goods around here. Yes, they're grain-free, sugar-free, because that's how I eat. That's what I have in my house. But there is no shame whenever, if you're having fun making brownie sundaes with your family right now, and that feels good to you and that feels aligned, great. If it's giving you, for me and for my household, I think it's bringing us peace to be eating very immune friendly, to be taking our supplements every day, to be drinking lots of tea, to be, eating a lot of antiviral foods and having our fridge stocked with vegetables and not having really any sugar around the house, because it's giving us a sense of comfort and control. And yes, is there, I saw a post today again that was like, don't listen to anyone that's telling you any food is going to prevent you from getting this virus. No one's saying that, like, if you eat enough ginger, if you like gargle with enough garlic, that you're not going to get the virus. But in times like these, again, we all need to listen to our own discernment. We all need to allow ourselves to have our own path and allow others to have their own path right now. And I know we can share our medicine and offer it up in a way, and I hope that this is how it came through, and I'm definitely, open and sensitive to if it was misinterpreted. But my gift is having some knowledge around not only mental health and stress, which I've also shared remedies on, but also around food. This is my background. That was my first book. That's where I started. And during this time, absolutely, it's giving me peace to know that I'm doing the best for my family, health-wise. And to share that with anyone else who that could help, who that could make someone feel more at peace, someone feel more nourished during this time. And once again, to tune into the individuality of it all and the nuance of it all, and to say, you know what, I've been eating salads every day for lunch or whatever, and I've also been having a hand of sugar-free Lily's chocolate chips every once in a while, right? I've been drinking all my green teas with raw local honey, and I've had a glass of wine at night sometimes, right? We're not, like, it doesn't have to be so black and white, right? And we're all sharing our own process right now. I think it is of service right now to share your own process, because the truth is that all of us, I believe, to a certain level, all of us are going to be feeling all the things throughout this whole process. It's not like you get like one track where it's like, I'm plugged into the like be on focus with your business track and I'm just driving along and that's going to be my one track. No, there are going to be days where, and I literally just I texted my friend Zahara this, we were talking about our own nuances, and I was like, yeah, I'm feeling, both of us have been feeling so lit up work-wise, with also the nuance being like, hey, then I'm going to paint, and then I'm going to go read a book, or then I'm going to go do a workout class, doing YouTube workout classes. Again, I saw a thing about that where people are like, don't feel pressure to like leave quarantine with a better body than before. And it's like, hey, if doing YouTube workout classes or bringing people mental health right now is helping, for me, it's more mental health than anything, right? Being able to move my body, being able to distract myself, work up a sweat, shift it up because I'm sitting in front of my computer all day or whatnot, right? It's allowing ourselves that nuance, that discernment to really connect to what is our next step, what's coming up for us. And I'm going to do a meditation that I'll make available on the podcast as well as on YouTube for that, because I really feel like that is what we should be focusing on right now. And that all of us, I know if you're listening to this, you are, like I said, if you're listening to this, if you're attracted to me, if you're in my community, you are a light maker. You are here to be the light. And you are being the light in your community. And that doesn't look just one way, right? That doesn't look just one lane. There are ways I am still being the light when I decide that I need to listen to some music and organize my closet. I'm still being the light when I decide I need to snuggle up and read the book. I'm still being the light when I decide to, eat a salad or eat chocolate chip pancakes, right? As long as I am honoring what is nourishing for me, as long as I am honoring what I am called to do in the next moment. Because here is the thing, we're all on different timelines right now, and I talked about this a little bit with my spring equinox post yesterday, is that, we just had the spring equinox. It's this time of rebirth, and we're all little seedlings, right? And if just because it's the first day of spring doesn't mean everyone blossoms, right? You walk outside the first day of spring, not all the flowers are out, right? Some of them are going to be blossoming this week. Some of them are going to be blossoming in a month. Some of them, who knows, right? Everyone's on their own individual timeline. And so you may need right now to spend 3 days binge watching Netflix or reading your favorite books or reorganizing everything in your household, right? First of all, reorganizing everything in your household is moving a ton of energy. Side note, and actually, you know what? Let's go into that. Let's go into various productive things you could do right now if you feel aligned that might be more advantageous than you're even acknowledging. So one of the things is cleaning and organizing. And a lot of us have been feeling called to do that on different levels. Some of it's been cleaning out inboxes. Some of us have been doing taxes, cleaning out, our bank, like figuring out our money and our bank accounts, organizing files, cleaning out our cabinets, reorganizing. I was talking to my grandma. She had to reorganize her whole freezer yesterday to fit the extra food that my parents brought over for her for the quarantine. And all of this is shifting energy. You are shifting energy. This is one of the first assignments in my Practical Magic course and this was funny because I created it before Marie Kondo was such a huge thing, but cleaning your physical space, your energetic space, both, your house and your online virtual space is actually deep energetic work. You are clearing the space for this next evolution of yourself to be born. You are shifting the energy in your home. You're shifting the energy around your inbox. You're opening up space to receive the next thing, to receive the abundance, to receive the whatever energy is coming through, and to create more spaciousness. So that's a beautiful thing if you're feeling called to do that right now. Listen, if you're being called to read a book, to watch Netflix, to do something, let's say, I don't want to, okay, so I'm not saying this with a negative word, but let's say a little bit more escapist, right? There's service in that too. Because sometimes we need to get out of our head to allow a message to come through. Sometimes we need to shut off our intellectual mind, our thinking mind that's trying to our ego that's kind of trying to make all these plans and make all these things happen, for us to really step into, or us to get that download, right? sometimes I find when I do this, when I go on a walk and just listen to music, or I go to the beach, one of the things I love to do, and I don't know how this is going to be now that we have a stay-at-home order, but I love to go to the beach and listen to music and just kind of like dance in like the waves around my ankles. And I always get the most brilliant business ideas when I do this. And it's because I'm not thinking about business at all when I do this. I am not sitting down to brainstorm. I don't have the intention of thinking about anything for business. But because in that moment I'm kind of shut off and just allowing myself to be free, I get a beautiful download about something. And so that has its service too. And if you're being called right now, like I said, to write your book, do your website, offer something online, offer more sessions to people, then honor that too. There's nothing wrong with that. There is this, again, this could probably be its own podcast, but I'm just going to be riffing and letting what flow through, because I feel like that is, there's a reason this was called Divine Downloads, and it's truly been, and I honor you guys that are listeners that are just, you're receiving this download and you're meant to listen to this download. If you're attracted here, if you're called here, it's for a reason. You're meant to listen to the download. And so the download, kind of goes in waves. And, just to also say, as far as from an action standpoint, I want you to get inward, go in about what you're meant to be offering, if that's something that's coming up for you, and how you're meant to be offering it right now. So I know a lot of people are offering like free workshops and free sessions and all of that stuff, right? And that's great. You also are allowed to charge for your services right now. And you can be discerning as to what gets to be free and what gets to be charged. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's a really beautiful thing right now. And I actually encourage all of you guys to be spending your money with small independent business owners. If you want to buy candles, buy from, the woman that's selling candles on Etsy right now. That's shipping you them from her home. If you want to, get some self-care, get a Reiki session from someone you've been following online, buy that yoga workshop or buy that program that you've been meaning to do but haven't had the time. Investing in other small businesses right now is a really beautiful thing you can do to help support other people in this economy. I am looking right now too. Like I love online learning. That's why I create a lot of courses. That's why I do a lot of workshops. And I've been spending money on other people's courses and other people's workshops right now because I want to keep supporting this, right? People that I love, people that I follow, that I engage with all of their free content. I want to be paying them. I want to support them. And, that's why you guys get all of these Divine Downloads episodes for free. You get tons of content on my YouTube channel, guided meditations. I just put up some tapping for anxiety and overwhelm, lots of tips and tools for free on my YouTube channel, going live every day on Instagram, not to mention posting on Instagram today. And you know what? I have a couple of online workshops that I'm charging money for, and they're not expensive. They're, like $14 or whatnot, but it's just the same, like as if you're going to a yoga class or something right now. And that is one, because I believe in the container that an energetic exchange holds. And I truly do believe even you paying $14 shifts the energy around the way you show up for that workshop, and shifts how serious you take it. The fact that you even had to like put in your credit card details for something, even if it's $7 or $10, I will tell you, how many free PDF or whatever downloads we all sign up for. If I'm even paying $7 for a download, I am 1,000% more likely to like read it and take action from it, right? So you're doing a service by even charging things, right? And that's okay. And you have permission to do that. Likewise, if you are, someone who's just starting out or just sharing your gifts, this is a great time to give free sessions for testimonials. This is a great time to be offering free workshops and be putting your work out there and be using this as a place to gain momentum as well. And once again, there's no right or wrong answer here. It's going into yourself, and there's no wrong. Like, no one's wrong for offering everything for free. No one's wrong for offering, something to pay. No one's wrong for offering anything right now. You are allowed to use your discernment to what feels good to you and what feels aligned with you. And I think if we all just get back into that space of accepting that not only is this a collective awakening, it's an individual awakening. It's an individual rising, clearing, call to action. And we are all, regardless of what you're being called to do right now, doing some really deep work. We are doing deep work in the areas we individually need it the most. We are showing up for the areas we need to show up for the most. And the best thing you can do is honor what you're resonating with, ignore what you're not right now, and keep coming back to yourself and saying, what feels aligned for me in this moment, in this day? What feels nourishing? How can I utilize this time? Is this a time when I need to feel my emotions, that I need to journal, I need to cry, I need to get it out? Is this a time where I feel called to doing something in my home? Is this a time where I feel called to FaceTiming with friends? There have been multiple like online gatherings that are going on. And with each one, I've had to really tune into myself and say, does this feel supportive right now? And there was one just yesterday where I was feeling really like jazzed about it. And then the time came and I tuned in and I was like, no, what feels nourishing is I have to do stuff within myself right now. And it doesn't feel good right now to be in that space. And that's fine. You can honor that. And I'm going to wrap this up because I want to record that other meditation for you that I now feel really inspired to offer. But I want to just remind you, and this is what this whole thing is about, is there's no right answer here. There's no right way to quarantine. There's no right way to be the light. The quote unquote right way is the way you're being guided to. Is listening to your intuition right now. Is using your discernment and owning your path. And I want to give you permission to release any shame from anyone saying what you should be doing right now. Release the shame. Release the shame. Release the shame from anything. And I just felt that, I'm just literally wiping it off of you. I'm wiping it off of you from the collective and from all the things that are being sent to you. And I'm clearing you right now. I'm just clearing you right now so that you can center in to your truth and what you're aligned to do. Because that is all you need to worry about right now. You will be given directions. I promise. And if you don't know what to do, just do the next right thing. Just focus on the thing in front of you. It's not, sometimes you overcomplicate it. If you wake up and you're like, well, what am I aligned to do? And your urge is to organize your sock drawer, follow it. Abraham Hicks says that we are compelled. Don't move until you're compelled to move. It's a really good practice right now. Acknowledging what you're being compelled to do. Are you being compelled to, this morning I was compelled to take a walk. Right? We got the stay-at-home order yesterday and I've been a little anxious, not about not congregating or going places, but just being inside my home. I really like being in fresh air and taking a walk. So I was like, I just need to take a couple walks around the block right now, see what the vibe is, see, what's going on, if that's okay, see if, there's any policeman or something telling me I can't do that. And I needed to do that, to just clear my head, and that's okay. Honor those urges. Right? And then I was in the middle of doing some emails and I had an interview that, kind of I think our wires got crossed or for whatever reason. And I felt super compelled to just get on and record this podcast right now. Right? And so I'm listening to that. So don't overthink it, right? I'm going to give you a meditation to follow this and I'm going to publish with this podcast, both on the podcast and on YouTube. So whichever is your pleasure. But I want you to use that meditation daily, and then also just honor what your urges are. Honor what you're being called to do. Are you feeling, because sometimes what happens is we know what we're being called to do, right? Like I was feeling this weekend, I was being called to, spend time with my family. And um and my should shame was saying, "Oh no, but you have to like send out these emails. Oh no, but you have so much work to do for your people," right? And so in that moment, we know clearly what our urge is and what we're feeling we should do. And we can release what we feel we should do, and we'll know that we'll be compelled to do that when it's time. Right? Well, as soon as I released it, and it was like, I'm just feeling this unnecessary pressure. And, and it was funny. I prayed for a miracle around it. And of course, I'm a big advocate for praying for a miracle around all of this. I prayed for a miracle around it. And what I received intuitively was, so many other people right now are feeling the same way. It's okay. Everybody's handling their home right now. Nobody is going to notice or care or feel unsupported if you don't show up today, like as much as you think you need to, right? And if we pray for that miracle, if we give it up to God or higher power, the universe, and we say, hey, I'm feeling a lot of pressure that I should be doing this today, and my heart is telling me, or I'm compelled to do this other thing, please help me feel more peace, right? That's a beautiful prayer for us to say, so that we can just surrender the thing we feel like we should do and step into the thing that we really feel compelled to do, and honor that in every moment. Because like I said, this is moment to moment. This is not like, everybody's being given out packets right now and being like, all right, you're meant to only do the home stuff. You're meant to only organize your kitchen. You're meant to only give Reiki sessions. You're meant to only do meditations. No, that's not what's happening right now. You are shifting and moving and recalibrating in every single moment, in every single part of the day, and you're going to get to do it all. We've got like 2 weeks, if not more. We got plenty of time. You're gonna touch all the different facets of it, right? And some of us more than others, different areas, and that's fine. We all have our own soul's assignment about what we're meant to do right now. And I just want to encourage you to feel into what yours is, and to put the blinders on to what anyone else is telling you it should be, because they're just projecting how they feel, and it's not wrong. It's not wrong how they feel, and it's not wrong how you feel. It's wrong for us to make anyone feel inferior for not feeling the way we feel. And like I said, I don't think anyone's doing this on purpose right now. I do think we need to be more aware of our languaging around this, and we need to be more conscious of sharing from a place of honoring what is our truth right now. So, all that being said, I hope this helped you. I hope this brought you some peace. I hope you check out the meditation connected with this. I will link the YouTube one in the bio for YouTube, and on the podcast, it will just be the next episode for you guys. I also want to let you know that I do have a lot of offerings available depending on what you're feeling called to right now. I have a new moon workshop coming up on Tuesday. It's a new moon in Aries. We're going to do an activation into sharing your medicine. So if that calls you, if you want to, it'll be a meditation and a talk. I'm going to do a workshop next week on how to build a love-based business for those of you who are now have time at home, who have been feeling that call and feeling the yearning to start your own business, or to finally get it up and running and feel more passionate and on purpose than ever during this time. And I'm going to be doing an online money workshop called Money Love, how to tap into unconditional abundance, spiritual and strategic actions. And this is going to be for anyone that is feeling their lack mentality come up, their scarcity mentality come up, their fears come up around money right now. because these are all things that I feel called to share and teach and show up for. So I'll include the link to my online workshops page as well in the notes section, so you can check that out. And like I mentioned, I've been feeling more called than ever to reopen the doors for my Spread Your Light program, which is building your online heart-centered business program. And I'm going to be doing some updated modules on that, because I think for those of you that are feeling right now like it's go time, that are feeling you like right now, like this is the time, this is the opportunity, this is where I have the space, or I have the passion, or I'm feeling called to really do this thing right now, to really step up my game right now, I wanna open that up to you. I'm also opening up one-on-one sessions. I only have a few spots for that, but if you feel called to work with me one-on-one, if you are a light leader and want that guidance and helping fully step into this next level of your life, then I encourage you to fill out that application and let's have a chat and see if you're a good fit. I'm feeling energized and excited to be of support right now. And I want to support you if any of that resonates with you. And if it doesn't, and if what you need right now is to binge watch Friends, I honor you and I want you to do that as well. And I trust and I know that you will be given your next steps as whenever you take care of what you need right now to nourish yourself and take care of and to work through whatever your specific post is right now, whatever your soul needs right now in this moment is beautiful, and I commend you just for honoring that. So I love you. I'm so grateful for you watching this Divine Downloads, listening to Divine Downloads, supporting Divine Downloads. If you love what you're hearing, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on iTunes. Giving us a 5-star review and sharing about how you feel about this podcast really helps it spread, helps other people get this message, as well as sharing it on your Instagram, sharing it with your friends, your community, people that you think that this would serve. I thank you for spreading the word, and you're my family. I wish you so much love, and you'll be hearing from me. I'm everywhere. Sign up to the newsletter as well. I'm giving out literally tons of free content every day, guided meditations, different tools, tricks, and all different things to help you move through this anxiety and overwhelm, and also listen to your discernment and activate your potential within you during this time. So I hope that they are a great service to you. Mwah. Bye, guys.